Yeah, my name is Baxter tonight. I attended Caulfield Caulfield campus and graduated in 2014. I moved around a lot, so lived in Queensland for most of my childhood and then came down to Melbourne and finished schooling at Caulfield. I came from an all-boys school, firstly, so was in a completely different environment with the demographic. But Caulfield was a very welcoming place and a lot of good people, so the transition was pretty smooth after you get over that first hurdle of being in a new environment. I started a uni degree that was in the sport-related space, and I quickly realised it probably wasn't what I wanted to do. I was also fortunate enough when I finished school to land a full-time job straight away in the project management space, and I think through that I was able to learn a lot of leadership skills and develop my professional career in that sense. And I think beyond that, I again, just through progression and meeting people and networking, was able to land some jobs in the startup space and sort of found a passion for tech. And obviously, working in early stage businesses and learning how to grow and start them myself. I found a real passion for the ability for tech to be able to have a large impact on a large audience really quickly, and that was something that really attracted me to the space, and ultimately that's led me down the pathway to where I am today, and working in the startup space, working in tech, trying to build solutions to large problems that people are facing, not only throughout Australia but globally as well. Yeah, so the app's called Liz. It's named after one of the early investors that was involved in the business. His mother's name was Liz, and we sort of went through a process of in that ideation phase of how are we going to solve this problem. And we actually asked him the question, how do you manage your money? And he says, oh, Liz does it for me. And Liz ended up being his mother, and we thought that was a great name to name the business after. And that's basically the premise of what our app does to this day. So we provide an application for renters and for agents and landlords to facilitate the rental transaction. So we streamline that transaction by allowing our users to set up automated payments into their Liz account. It acts essentially like a normal bank account would. You can set up a direct debit or transfer funds into that account, and then we remit those funds to the agent or landlord. We also provide financial management solutions for people to be able to save more efficiently. We're going to be introducing high interest bearing savings accounts and other forms of passive income for our users to be able to accelerate their chance of being able to save to purchase a home. So that's our end goal. And we also provide people living in share houses the ability to split and delegate contributions of the household expenses ahead of time. It's challenging. It's probably not all it's made up to be. It's not this glamorous lifestyle that is advertised in the media through more of these public entrepreneurial figures, but it is also super rewarding. And at the end of the day, that's what drives me. It's what gets me out of bed, is being able to have an impact on a large audience, and ultimately flexibility to go after a goal is the great side about it. But it is certainly stressful. It's tough. It's long hours. But it is definitely rewarding. I'm a big believer in having a work-life balance, but I also think, for me personally, taking that entrepreneurial pathway, I've been certainly guilty of neglecting, family, friends, leisure time. I think it certainly does take an extra level of commitment if you are going to take that pathway and work for yourself and start a business and those sorts of things. But being able to escape and having hobbies and having friends and family that you are able to escape from is really important. But yeah, as I said, I've probably been guilty of prioritising work a little bit too much sometimes, working a little bit too hard. So finding that balance is difficult, but it is also really important. My daily routine, particularly Monday to Friday, is fairly standard. Straight up, make my bed every morning. That's always the first chore on the to-do list. In the office, checking emails, making a plan for the day. That's something that I've found has really helped with my productivity, is being able to time box, setting out goals for the day, and then going and achieving them throughout the day. One piece of advice is probably just take the journey as it comes and try and enjoy it. There is no right or wrong way of going about your career beyond school, and I think when you do finish school, you really do learn a lot about yourself, what you're passionate about, what you want to get out of life. I think there is a bit of power in being naive. So, you know, if I was to give myself some advice, you know, back when I was in year 11 and 12, I probably wouldn't want to cloud myself too much. I think age is also no barrier to the things you want to achieve. You're seeing at the moment the amount of young entrepreneurs and founders that are coming up, you know, globally, and the things that they're able to achieve at such a young age. You know, it gives a lot of hope and aspiration for, you know, people finishing high school, of being able to go out there and achieve big things, you know, in the real world.